Hello and welcome to my channel. So last Sunday I counted all the manga volumes that I own, and it turns out I own 584 volumes, and out of those 584 I have 398 volumes unread. So I've had them for each volume. I've had them for at least a year, and I think the last volume that I bought was Spy Family Volume 1 right here. And my goal is to read most of them. I think the best way to do it is by reading the first volume of a series and then decide if I want to continue reading the series, and if I don't want to continue it, then I'll just remove all the other volumes of that series from my shelves. I also want to do short reviews for the manga I read because I need to practice summarizing things. For some reason, I have a really difficult time talking about books or movies or TV shows. I don't know, it's just reviews are very difficult for me. So, let's get to the reviews. The first volume I read was Spy Family Volume 1 by Tatsuya Endo. Spy Family is about a spy called Twilight. He's pretty much the best of the best, but for his latest mission, he needs to get close to a leader of a political party who is a total recluse. So the only time he's really out is when he's attending his child's school events. So in order to get close to him, Twilight needs to get married, find a kid to enroll into that super elite school, and then get close to that political leader. So this is especially difficult for Twilight because it means that he has to rely on his new wife and child to do well, and he's not used to that as a spy. He's used to working solo. So, and then due to a series of very fortunate events, he actually finds his new wife and child fairly easily and very quickly. But he doesn't know, however, that his wife is an assassin and that his new daughter is a telepath. So it's pretty cute and hilarious. So, will I continue reading this series? Yes. I enjoyed this volume very much. It wasn't as full of hilarity as I had hoped, but I think things are just going to keep getting better. There's a bit of comedy and slice of life, and then some pretty good action. And I love that they're already starting to build a bond between the three of them. It's really cute. I love it. I really like the characters and the artwork. Anya, the little girl, is adorable. I usually don't like children in anything, but she's pretty cute. And then I also like Twilight. He's pretty cool, and obviously he has to keep his mission a secret, but he's not cold towards Anya or Yor, his wife. I like that. He's like a cool guy, but not like cold or, oh, I'm too cool to be honest or whatever. I don't know. I like him. And then same thing with Yor. I hope I'm saying her name right. It's Yor. She's an assassin, but she pretty much warmed up to Anya and Twilight right away. And I really like likable characters. The next volume I read was Chibi Vampire Volume 1 by Yuna Kagesaki. Chibi Vampire is about a young vampire called Karin. Karin is from a family of vampires, and each vampire in her family has an affinity for certain types of blood. Except Karin, who she doesn't really drink blood, but instead needs to give it to humans once a month. Otherwise, she gushes out blood from her nose, like we're talking bucket loads. Because she doesn't drink blood and can walk around in the sunlight, and she goes to high school like a normal high school girl. But one day, a new student transfers from her to her class, and she starts having adverse reactions to him. So now Karin has to stay away from her new classmate, and as well as figure out why she reacts so strongly to him. And then, of course, this leads to a lot of misunderstandings and funny situations. And I think I will continue reading the volumes that I have left. I think I have a couple left, but I'm not sure if I'll go out of my way to acquire the rest. I think they're out of print because Tokyo Pop, I don't know if it exists anymore. I'm not sure, but I think these are out of print. And I'm not sure how difficult it is to find them. I enjoyed this volume, but I didn't love it. I think I'll be okay just rewatching the anime. And if I can't, it's okay if I can't get a hold of the other volumes. It's a little hard to tell if I'm going to like this series or not, because this volume was sort of, I don't know, tame. it's a little, it's like everything about it was just okay. Like the humor, the dialogue, the fan service. Even though I don't even like fan service, like it wasn't so bad that I can just say, oh, I don't want to continue reading the series. That would have been made it much easier for me, but it's so tame. So it's really hard to say if I'm going to like the series or not. So I guess it's depends on the few other volumes that I have. And then finally, I read Detroit Metal City Volume 1 by Kiminori Wakasugi. Detroit Metal City is about a young boy, or not a boy, a guy, he's like 23, called Soichi Negishi, who moved to Tokyo from the country in order to start an indie band. However, he ends up becoming the lead singer of a death metal band. He hates being in the band because he doesn't like the type of music he has to write. It's very vulgar and perverse. He also hates his stage persona called Krauser because he's pretty awful, like pretty vile actually. I don't like that. He wishes he could write like the type of sweet songs that would get played in cafes and in TV commercials, but unfortunately nobody really seems to like those songs either. And not only that, but as much as he hates his persona, it tends to pop up when he gets mad, which gets him in a lot of trouble, because Krauser is pretty awful. There were some pretty funny moments in this volume, however, they're mostly overshadowed by how vulgar the dialogue is. It also likes to throw the word rape around quite a bit. Clearly, this was written by someone who has never had to worry about being a victim. Like, I get that the lyrics Krauser writes are supposed to be awful, because they're in a death metal band, and I get that this manga is supposed to be like totally out there, but it's too much. It's just too much. I wouldn't say I was offended, but it wasn't all that enjoyable to read that word over and over again. They use it a lot. A long time ago, probably over a decade, I watched the live action adaptation of Detroit Metal City, and I remember really liking it. And I don't really remember it being so profane. So maybe if anyone is interested in the story of DMC, maybe you could just watch the movie instead. I think it's a little better. And the movie covers all of volume 1. I think I have another 3 or 4 volumes from this series, and I think I'm going to read those because I am curious to see what happens to Soichi, but I don't think I'll continue collecting the series. Maybe I'll just read what I have and just look up a summary of the ending or something. Unless, of course, like the tone takes a drastic turn and in the next volumes and it's a bit less vulgar, less awful. Like the humor was okay, I guess, but no, it's too much. It's too much in a bad way. So now I'm down to 395 unread manga volumes, and I'm really glad that after years and years of just thinking about doing this, I'm actually finally reading my unread manga. I'm super excited. I hope I can continue this because, yeah, I'm a procrastinator, so we'll see. Well, thank you so much for watching. Bye!